Ooh. Hello, everybody. We are live. Let me get this microphone closer to me and, more importantly, get the beer. Guess what beer I'm drinking tonight? Okay, Breakfast of Champions. Look at this big old bottle of Budweiser, huh? Never thought you'd see Uncle Claude here with a big bottle of Budweiser. But took a nice run today. A little ashamed. Only did 9.5 miles. I'm a half a mile short of my daily goal. Weekends I like to do 15 miles and weekdays 10. But I have a really good. Boy, do I have a bad hair day? Wow, look at this. It's like alfalfa from the Little Rascals. But we've got a big fire here. I'm in Winter Park, Colorado, in the Rocky Mountains, 10,000 feet up. Goes as high as 14,000, and at least in Colorado. And we got a big fire 7 miles away from here. We've got 250 wonderful fire people, ladies and gentlemen, who are helping to put out the fire, protect our homes and everything like that. It's funny. I live in California and I live in Colorado, and both places have intense fire danger. And I hope you never experience anything like that. When you have a fire near your home. We had years ago in San Diego, we lived by a canyon in San Diego, and we had a fire coming up through the canyon. It's burning old brush and cactus and stuff like that. And it was coming right for our houses. I had the fire hose, the water hose out and everything. And we were real lucky. A plane came in and dropped that wonderful pink retardant and put out the fire near our house. And then the wind changed, and unfortunately it burned a couple houses on the other side of the canyon. It's all about the wind and prevention and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd share that with you because I know in California, we have 4 major fires here in Colorado, and California has some huge fires right now. Absolutely. Sean Osby is here. How you doing, Sean? You got to join me one of these days. You're one of my smartest clients, mentoring clients. I'd love to have you on there. Let's see. Do we have anybody else coming on there? No. Just going to talk about a few things here today. Hi, Jorge from California. How you doing, Jorge? Or as we say, George, right? George. Jorge is Spanish for George, I believe. We're drinking a little beer here today. Got a big old bottle of Budweiser today. It's been so hot. It's 80 degrees here in the mountains. It's never this warm. So took a long run today. My wife picked me up away from our home because I don't like to run up the mountain. And I said, pull in the liquor store, honey. And I got this big old nice quart bottle of beer here. So to your health, salute. Sean, you're driving. You're always moving. Good for you, man. Good for you. What did I want to? I wanted to talk about a few things here today. One of them is impatience. I think impatience is a virtue in business and in sales. I'd rather take an immediate action. Maybe I'll make a mistake. Do you ever have a devil and angel on your shoulder? You're thinking about, what should I do? Is it right? Is it wrong? And you're weighing all the consequences and you're going back and forth. I say do something. Pick up the phone. Call somebody. You're on the phone with somebody, a prospect. You're negotiating a real estate deal. Sometimes we think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a little too pushy. Maybe I need to do more due diligence. Maybe I need to do more texting. And so when you get that person on the phone, make an offer. Go right for it. I worked with some students today. We talked a lot about closing. How do we close somebody? How do you close somebody in one phone call? Can you imagine that? I get a prospect on the phone, a buyer, a seller, an investor, somebody who needs help in a deal, somebody who needs sale training. I always make an offer. What's the worst that can happen? What can they say? No? It's not so bad, is it? I think we're so scared of rejection. One of my students today, I do some consultations in the morning on Zoom. And he said, one of my favorite things is the phone feels like a cactus. I think we've all experienced that, where we don't pick up the phone. I'll tell you right now, you want success. I'm going to share with you my number one rule of success. If you do this one thing, Okay, and Sean, I know you know what I'm going to say. If you could do this one thing, I guarantee you will be successful. I'm a KISS method guy. I love to keep things simple. When the minute you start getting too complicated with too many intellectual arguments and things like that, you've lost me. I like to keep things real simple. Can you make phone calls? Can you speak to 5 people a day? Okay, instead of texting and email and delegating to an assistant or your acquisition manager, all that others, talk to 5, Sean. Yeah, exactly. If you can speak to 5 people a day, I guarantee if you have a reasonable product or service, real estate, consulting, insurance, whatever you do, are you speaking to enough prospects every day? That's all you have to do. And how do you speak to them? That's the problem. I can tell you why 99%, okay, you guys want me to tell you the truth or just make you feel good today? The truth of the matter is, how do you run a successful business? And I'm a solopreneur, okay? I put that in the description tonight. I love being a solo. I work with my lovely wife, my girlfriend, and we're a good team. She does the accounting and stuff. I'm good at sales. I love talking to people. I love making offers every day. I love closing or getting a commitment in one phone call. And we make a good team. I've done the outside office thing, the overhead. I've done the heavy marketing expense up to $10,000 a month. Don't do that anymore. Got rid of the brick and mortar office. Employees suck. They really do. I'm an employee. I was an employee. Okay. And I had a job I didn't like. Let's be honest here. Can we be honest? I'll take another sip of beer. It's like sodium pentothal to me. Okay. And tonight we're drinking just a good old big bottle of Budweiser. You know what? It's not a bad beer. Okay. I know you guys, you aficionados, you guys out there say, Claude, where's the IPA? Where's all the really high, expensive beers in there? And I like those beers too, believe me. But once in a while, when I'm really thirsty, I ran 9.5 miles here in 80-degree heat today. And when you're really thirsty, and you want to throw it down real fast, you don't want to throw down a $10 bottle of beer real fast. You want something, you want the cheap shit sometimes, don't you? And it's a good beer. It's an easy drinking beer. There's nothing wrong with Budweiser. I know my favorite go-to cheap beer, Rolling Rock. Let's talk about cheap beers for a second. Rolling Rock. I love Miller High Life. It's my favorite beer. I got a good friend. He swears by Schlitz. Okay, you can't even find Schlitz, but he finds it in Kansas and Nebraska. He just digs it out. So just a good old easy drinking beer sometimes on a hot summer day. It's a wonderful thing. But marketing, if I can speak to just a few people and not sound like my competition, I know why people fail, because they're so scripted. They go to the prospect and they assume the prospect's been living under a rock for 20 years. No, the prospect we're the prospect, and we get all these phone calls from telemarketers. We get junk in the mail still. We get texting from people we don't know. Okay, the rejection rate is almost 100%. And to me, the definition of insanity, why do you want to do something in terms of marketing that gets you 100% rejection? I know I can hear you yelling at me in the car or wherever you are right now. And you're saying, but Claude, all the gurus, all the marketing systems out there are saying, get a list, text people every day, and things like that. The trouble is you could buy a list, and then you can get an automatic telemarketer, mojo dialer, and all that other stuff. But how many leads do you really generate through all that? And what is the word? Oh, we've got to scale everything. And my approach to marketing is I just want a few good leads every day. I do a lot of content. I do these live streams like this. Maybe one of you wants to go to my webpage, get a free book or a free 15-minute consultation. That's great. I love talking to somebody who has questions, who wants to learn more, and maybe they'll leave and just totally being transparent. Maybe that person will say, maybe Claude has something to offer. Maybe I should buy his package. And I have reasonably priced packages on lease purchasing and gut sales and everything. I don't want to sound like a commercial here. That's not my point. The point is, how do you gain somebody's trust? You give them a lot of content, a lot of information. We have this wonderful thing called the internet, ladies and gentlemen. And if you put enough content out there, someone will say, hey, I can relate to that person. I feel like they understand my plight. I don't like to make phone calls and get a high rejection. If you can get past that, by the way, if you can get on that phone and just have fun with people. I have so much fun with people all the time. You know, I had somebody today, we were doing a role play today, and I was playing the salesperson. And I demonstrated what is called a gut sales moment. This is a shock and awe moment. And I went to the prospect who was giving me a lot of stalls and objections. And I said, Mr. Prospect, this is role play now. I've done this live too, by the way. I said, Mr. Prospect, you strike me as a really smart, well-educated individual. Why is somebody so smart doing so many dumb things? And then there's that dramatic pause. And they're either going to lash out at you, or there's going to be a little silence, or they're going to react. Marketing is about reaction, by the way. If you had to define marketing in one word, it's a reaction. We got to get a reaction out of people. We got to get them paying attention to us, listening to us, reacting to us, and maybe gaining some respect from them. And so I'll go to them. Why is such a smart? You told me that you have a for example, a vacant property. It's been vacant for 16 months. It's costing you $1,500 a month. Why would you? And you've had 2 realtors and nobody could sell it. And I'm coming to you with a proposal where you'll get the top price, where we'll put a nice family in your home who will pay on time and take care of all minor maintenance, and possibly buy this property through an FHA, VA program, or conventional mortgage program in the next 16 months. Why would you want this property to sit empty another 16 months? Can you help me with that question? And this is the kind of dialogues I have with people. I ask a lot of questions. I close people on very high-end deals. My word of honor, okay? And for those of you who don't know me, take my word for it or do more research on me. I close people in one phone call. I learned this from the most brilliant man I ever met. I had a millionaire mentor. Okay, after all the seminars, after all the college, after all the education, after all the guru training programs, I finally found the secret of success. Do you want to hear it? The secret of success is find somebody who's doing it and doing it well, doing it honestly, ethically, and making pardon my language, a shitload of money. Find that person and emulate, copy them. Ask them to help you. Pay them to mentor you. If the value is there, who cares what you pay somebody if you can make 1,000 times what you paid them? If they're already doing it. But if you go to a guru who doesn't talk to you and hands you off to his salaried employees, I don't get that stuff. It doesn't make sense to me at all. By the way, I do have, let me put up my free little banners here. I have a free book, ClaudeDiamond.com. Go to my webpage, ClaudeDiamond.com. Get a free book on the gut sale. It's the mentor teaches the gut sales method. I give it away for free. People still buy it on Amazon and eBay and stuff like that. I give away a lot of free stuff. Free information on live streaming. I do YouTubes. I think I have 1,100 videos now on YouTube. I have thousands of followers on YouTube, which I love. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. It's funny. I find there's a lot of unhappy people in the world. We all watch the news, and I never get political. Okay, I want to attract people, not push them away because I'm on the left or the right or anything like that. My mom did not raise a stupid child. But the thing about it is, I want to attract people. I give a lot of free content. Someone once told me that the content I give away is better than what other people charge for. I base it on my life, the mistakes I've made. I want you to stay away from them, and the successes I've had. I want to shorten the learning curve. That's what my mentor did for me. My mentor gave me $1 million education. And I'm so grateful for that. After all the college, all the seminars, all the books, all the tapes, one person had taught me how to give good phone. And that's what you have to do. You have to, how do you persuade another person to say, hey, I can solve your problem? We're basically, I train my students to act like doctors. I'm creating a lot of doctors, not medical doctors, but doctors but the same kind of maybe philosophy. You have a pain. You're my patient. Where's your pain? How does it hurt? Do I have a solution to that pain? Can I solve that pain? Can I monetize that pain? After all, I am a capitalist. I'm not ashamed of that. Okay, we're hearing a lot of stuff about socialism and Marxism and stuff like that. I believe that one Bill Gates who can create millions of jobs is much better than somebody who wants to take from somebody else's pocket. Sorry, it got political there. Shouldn't have done that. But that's the way I feel. Oh, we have some comments here. Let's see that. Jorge says, awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Craft Beer Pours says, hi. You drinking beer? Yes, I am drinking beer, craft beers. I'm a little ashamed because if you're a craft beer, I'm a big fan of Ballast Point. I'm from I'm originally from New York. You know what I'm saying here? But I live in San Diego. I live in Colorado, North Carolina, Hawaii. I'm in Colorado right now and my favorite place in the world, Disneyland for me, is Ballast Point Brewery. They have some of the best craft beers I've ever had in their place. My wife, who does not drink beer, goes with me about once a week when we're back in San Diego. We've had parties there and everything. I love good craft. What's your favorite craft beer? What is your favorite craft? I love IPAs. One of my best beers is the Sculpin beer from Ballast Point. My absolute beer that turned me on to high quality beer is Stone Brewery. They make a beer called, I've had it many times on this broadcast. It's called Arrogant Bastard. In Colorado here, probably my favorite craft beer is Dale's Pale Ale. Today, I'm just, do you ever get that thirsty feeling? New England is phenomenal IPA beers. Boston, excellent. I love Sam Adams. I think Sam Adams is just a brilliant, their lager is excellent. New England, what's the greatest thing in this country is these craft breweries that have these little mom and pop. I'm not talking about the $1 billion breweries, although I love those ones too. Okay. Ballast Point, I go in there. It's always a party in there. It's fun. It's a really class act. The food is phenomenal. Truffle fries, crispy duck nachos, just amazing food in these. The thing about it is, if you go to a craft brewery in your backyard, do they have the food along with the beer? That's the thing. Now I'm a little shamed because I've got a craft beer pours here. Okay, you're gonna hate me for this, so don't be too judgmental. Okay, but here's what I'm drinking tonight. I was so thirsty. It was one of those nights where I didn't want to guzzle down the expensive beer. I wanted to guzzle down the cheap beer because I ran 9.5 miles. I run a lot of miles every day. I run about 10 miles a day average. On weekends, I try to do 15, but we got a big fire here, the smoke. You can't run in that smoke when you have a forest fire nearby. And it was 80 degrees here today, which is really warm for the mountains. Good. Craft beer, Boston, what's your favorite brewery? Type it in there. Put it in there. Yeah, I'm more into smaller breweries. Trillium Treehouse, Night Shift. Oh, good. How about the porters? Do you guys love porter beers? That thick, dark stuff? Okay, I love a porter as a dessert beer, something like that. Just wonderful stuff. If you guys have any questions about marketing or sales or the gut sales system, what is the gut sales system? Let's talk about that for a moment. I am the former world's worst salesman. I was the shittiest salesman you've ever met. And today I'm a sales trainer. Go figure that out, okay? I hated sales. I found it embarrassing, humiliating. I hated it. I would rather clean toilets than make phone calls. I'm the guy who said the phone is a cactus. Oh, good. You like your porters. Oh, pumpkin beer. Oh, shit. Now we're talking my religion. That's so funny you said that. I love pumpkin beer. My wife, we were talking about it the last night because it's late August here, and fall is coming soon. And I said, honey, it's almost pumpkin beer. Pumpkin beer. Are we a cult? The pumpkin beer people? I think we're a cult. I really do. You tell people you drink pumpkin beer, they kind of look at you like a 2-week-old puppy. I love pumpkin beer. The funny thing is, I'm a beer aficionado. I love beer, but I never tried. Who would drink pumpkin beer? That's crazy. My wife goes to Trader Joe's, and she brings me home. I think the name of the brewery was Bush or something like that. She brings me home a pumpkin beer, and I try it, and I thought, this is I'm hooked. This is my new heroin or something. Okay, relax. It was that good. That's how much I love pumpkin beer. Yeah, you either hate it or love it. I totally agree. But what's your favorite pumpkin beer? There are some pumpkin beers now. There's one company, help me out there, craft beer. There is one pumpkin beer. I think it's like, oh my gosh, they sell it it's a 4-pack, and it's like $16 a 4-pack. I think it comes from New England, if I'm not mistaken. Pumpkin, Pumpkin, King, pumpkin beer. It's like $13 to $60 a 4-pack, and it's the most magnificent. It's like biting into a pumpkin, pumpkin pie. Who doesn't love pumpkin pie? As everybody here, raise your hand if you love pumpkin pie. Okay. I like the higher ABV pumpkins. Yeah. I don't like the pumpkin beers that have too much sugar or too much cinnamon in them or nutmeg. I don't like when they're overpowering. I really like the taste of pumpkin and the beer combined with the subtle hint of the other spices. But some of these cheaper pumpkin beers, they're over. They kill you with the spice and the sugar effect on it. Can't stand that. Here I am drinking Budweiser. I'm talking about nice craft beers, right? It's a good beer. It's clean. It's cold. It's crisp. It's not bad. Okay, it's not an IPA or craft beer by any means. It's just good old carb beer. But when you're thirsty and you want to throw down a couple real fast, there's nothing better. Mango beer. Oh, yeah. Ballast Point has mango beers. My favorite beer in the world, which is hard, Ballast Point Pineapple Sculpin. Okay. This is Beer with Claude, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're waiting for real estate or sales training conversation, you have craft beer pours here. Got me on the beer bandwagon right now. I love talking about beer. Ballast Point Pineapple Sculpin is it's up there of all the beer. If I was on a desert island and I was going to be there for a few years, Ballast Point Pineapple Sculpin is one of the greatest beers ever made. Ballast Point used to can it and sell it in the liquor stores. They don't anymore. The only way you can do it is take your growler and go to one of their stores. They're in San Diego. I think they have one in Oceanside, I believe, and one in Little Italy, which I go to all the time. One of the best parties I ever threw was I rented a cabana in the brewery, and I invited 50 of my best friends and clients and everything, and we had the best party in the world. It was nachos, chicken wings. Do you guys like chicken wings? What's your favorite food with beer or wine? I like wine too, by the way. What is your favorite munchy food when you're drinking a beer? Is it chicken wings? Is it nachos? Is it a good old burrito or quesadilla? Something like. I love Mexican food with beer. That is like peanut butter and jelly. That is like pizza and beer is the best, I think. Really, what is better with beer than a good pizza? Trouble is finding good pizza is a little hard sometimes. In-N-Out Burgers, a double with animal fries and a beer. I think I'm hungry tonight. Absolutely. Red wine. I like red wine. What kind of red wine, Jorge? What is your favorite? My favorite brewery is I forgot the name of it. It's in Escondido, California. It'll come to me in a second. My wife will kill me if she's listening to this. In Escondido, California, there are several vineyards there. Wonderful. California, I think, has the best wines in the world for the price. The most delicious wines ever. But food with a good wine or beer, oh, it's just wonderful. Absolutely. Pineapple, and the pineapple sculpin is Deborah Murray. Hello, thanks for joining us, Deborah. How you doing? Okay. The pineapple sculpin is just a subtle taste of pineapple. It's not overpowering. It's not a fruity, sugary soda. It's just a really good IPA with that subtle hint of pineapple. They also make, I believe, a mango sculpin. Wonderful. Great stuff. Anything salty. Oh, God, yes. Nachos, wings, pizza. Isn't that the best? Don't you love that? Did you ever go to a brewery and you're having some good food, you're having some great beer, you're sitting there with your special person or a couple of your friends, and you're just comfortable and you're just talking and having fun with people? Don't you love that? How much do we miss this pandemic? I'm telling you, when this, pardon my language, ladies, when this shit is over, I am throwing a party in San Diego. I can't wait to go travel. How many of you miss traveling? I love to travel. I love to just get in the car, go somewhere, the Grand Canyon, Palm Springs, somewhere like that. Go to a different ski area, Steamboat Springs, or get on a plane. I want to get on a damn plane. Minute this pandemic is over, I'm going to Hawaii. I love Hawaii. From California to Hawaii, it's a cheap flight. And if you shop around, you don't have to spend a fortune. You can have the best vacation, the best week of your life going to Hawaii from California without spending a lot. Even Southwest Airlines is flying. I don't know if they're doing it right now with the pandemic. But the first thing I want to do when this damn pandemic is over, I want to get on a plane. I want to take my wife and my kids. My kids are grown up, but I love taking them with me on trips. I'm so grateful for good sales skills. It's given me a great life. And that's what's the first. And I want to go to my favorite restaurants. How much do you miss your restaurants? I've got the Little Italy in San Diego. I'm trying to think. Felipe's. They make really good pizza. It's not New York, New Jersey pizza. Okay, but it's okay. They make these big Caesar salads. They make pizza. I've been keeping away from restaurants. I mean, I'm a little, I'm in that age group where I don't want to get sick. So we've been kind of home buddies for how many months now? March, April, May, June, July, or 6 months. Oh my God. How many of you guys have been serious about this quarantine and stuff like that? I feel so sorry for I have a lot of friends who own restaurants and stuff. It's been so hard on them. I hope they survive and everything like that. Napa Valley Beau Ferres. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, Jorge. I'm so Pinot Noir. My favorite vineyard, Orfila. Orfila. Finally, a brain cell kicked in here. Orfila Vineyards in Escondido, California, makes the most magnificent wines you've ever tasted. My wife and I are just big fans. Every month or two, we get a case from them. Just great reds. They make whites too. They make champagnes and things like that. They're not allowed to call them champagnes. They call them sparkling this or that. But great wines. California, I don't know how they do it. Escondido is a very deserty, rolling hills, dry area, but they get the moisture from the ocean. They're not very far. They're not that far from the ocean. And it's a perfect place to grow some of the most magnificent wines you've ever had. Some of their wines are a little pricey, $35 or so. But you go to a restaurant. You ever go to a restaurant? Does this piss you guys off? You go to a restaurant, you're having a great meal. You're going to Ruth Chris or something. You're having a beautiful steak and you're having a baked potato and all the trimmings and everything. And then you order a bottle of wine. And this wine doesn't go for more than $12 and they're charging you $55. Does that piss you guys off? That drives me crazy. How come restaurants get to double, triple, quadruple the price of a wine bottle? Where do they get away with that stuff? It makes you, when I go out to dinner, I love to order a drink or a bottle of wine. But I refuse to take an $8 bottle of wine and then pay $35 for it. What is there something wrong with me? Do you feel the same way? Let's see. Felipe's at Deborah Murray. Yes, Deborah. Felipe's. I love Felipe's. There must be about 25 of them in San Diego. And Felipe's is just a good old card place. You can go in there and you can get the nice, and the lasagna in Felipe's. If you've never had it, Deb, they bring it to you in that little ceramic dish, and it's bubbling. How many of you guys hate cold food? Have you ever had cold food served to you? I'm getting old and ornery. When I get cold food, hey, send it back and don't microwave it. I want it heated and I want it fresh. And, I don't like cold food. Do you? And Felipe's is just great. Everything's hot, and the salads in Felipe's are my favorite. Absolutely. Tell some beer friends about you. Oh, thank you. I like to talk about beer, cold beer. I love talking about. I'm not exactly a bon vivant, but I love the good life. I like simple things. I'm a Kiss method person. You give me some ribs and a good bottle, and you get a good bottle of Miller High Life. I'm the happiest guy in the world. I really am. Good. I'm glad they'll swing by. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, speaking of food and everything, my dinner is ready. I promised my wife I'd be upstairs at 6:15. It's 6:12 here in Winter Park, Colorado. We're 10,000 feet up, talking to you wonderful people who have joined me. Thank you. As I ramble on about real estate, sales, beer, food, I think I've covered the universe, right? Ask yourself this, Deborah Murray, what's the first thing you're going to do when this pandemic is over? Some people said, I'm going to give a friend who I haven't seen a hug. Some people have said, I'm going to go to my favorite restaurant with my friends. Other people said, I'm going to get on a plane and travel. This pandemic will be over. We've been through this crap before in this country. If you've studied there'll be a vaccine. It'll go away. The herd thing, it will go away. Things will get better. Okay. I know there's a lot of people we're really sick of what's going on. Things will get better. They will. I promise. I guarantee it. I will guarantee things will get better. We will be talking to our friends 2-3 years from now, and we will say, you remember 2020, we had the pandemic, we had the protests, we had forest fires, which I have right nearby my home here right now. We had all this crap. And you know what? What did they say in Annie? The sun will come out tomorrow. Things will get better. Pacific Beach, Deborah. Oh, I love PB. I go there running all the time when I'm in PB. Try the lasagna. Absolutely. Everybody have a great dinner. Have the great rest of the weekend. Thanks so much for joining me. And remember only one thing. Nobody deserves success more than you. Thanks for joining me tonight. Okay. Have a good, safe weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. Mwah.